There's 3 rules we're going to add to our triangle congruency, okay? There's 3 things we're going to add. Let me see. One of the things I'm going to talk about, it's angle side. Some people call it side angle. You can write it from left to right, or you can read it from right to left. Okay, so people call it sometimes angle side, or some people, let me put it inside parentheses, they also call it side angle. Either one is the same thing. Okay, I know the rule that we have is angle side angle. Now this one, I'm not going to write it inside parentheses going backwards because it will still be angle side angle. Now there's a third one that sometimes we do like to talk about. This one's a special case, angle. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this in a little. Now, angle side, let's say I have 2 triangles here. Angle side, you see how there's 2 angles, 2 A's, so 2 angles? Let me mark 2 angles of each triangle. So I'm gonna say, let me mark on my first triangle, let me mark this angle and this second angle. Notice I use different markings, right? One of them has a 1 slash, the other one, one arc, the other one has 2 arcs. Now my other triangle, let me also mark 2 angles. They don't have to be the same 2 angles at the bottom. I could say this angle and this angle. All I need to begin with is 2 angles. Now look at the side, look at the S. It is not in between the angles, right? It's not angle side angle. The S is not in the middle, it's at the side. So I'm gonna mark one side, but the marking will not be in between the angles. So you guys might be thinking, well, what do you mean in between the angles? Like, look at the 2 angles that I mark, those 2 angles. If I mark that side, the side is in between the angles. But I don't want the side to be in between the angles, so I'm gonna mark another side, this one. And in my other triangle, I'll mark this side. So I'm marking 2 angles and a side, but the side is not in between my angles. Now, angle side angle, you're like, this one looks very similar. This one has 2 angles. Cool. Yeah, this one has 2 angles. But in this case, the S is in between the A's. So the side is in between the angles. So in this case, do mark, so your side, your slash on the side will be right in between the angles. So in one triangle, I'll do this, and the other triangle, I'll do this. In this case, the side is in between the angles. All right. Now, the first one, we call this triangle congruency on angle side. The second one, we call this triangle congruency on angle side angle. So on each case, you need 2 angles and a side, but do take a look at the difference. Angle side, the side is not in between the angles. Angle side angle, the side is in between the angles. Now there's another property that I do want to talk about, angle. So there are 3 angles. I can think of a triangle. Let me think of a triangle. I'm just going to think of any triangle. Let's say I think of this triangle. But I start thinking, can I make another triangle with the same angles? And I start thinking, this triangle. Interesting. Those triangles have the same angles. So angle, the 3 angles. However, they're not congruent. Because remember, congruent means same shape, same size. I can tell they're not the same size. They're different sizes. One of them is smaller than the other. So angle. Let me do with green here. Angle does not work for congruency. So sometimes I will mark the 3 angles here. I will mark the 3 angles for you because I want to see if you guys are paying attention. You guys will say, oh, Mr. Leonzo, this is angle. But no, angle, 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 it is not good for congruency. I can see one triangle, it's small, and the other one is big. Remember, they have to be same shape, same size. That's what congruency means. So let's take a look. Today, we're going to be working 29 through 38. So let's take a look at number 29. As a little reminder, right? We talked about this yesterday. If we have two triangles that make an X, based on the vertical angle theorem, I can come and mark the opposite angles. Right? I can do that. I can mark an angle if they're using the vertical angle theorem, right? They form an X. That's the only way I can legally mark an angle. Now, the only way I can mark a side is if two triangles are using it. So I will mark this side. So the only way I can legally mark an angle that is not marked is if they form an X, right? Vertical angle theorem. The only way I can mark a side that is not marked is if the side is used by both triangles. This side later on we're going to call it reflexive theorem. So not reflection, is reflexive. Okay, but for right now, let's just say if the same side is used by two triangles, we can mark it. So having that said, looking at number 29, let me mark this side because both triangles are using it. Let me take a look at one triangle only. And here it says, determine if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm always looking of two markings, two angles or two sides, two of something. In this case, I have two angles. So let me write 2A's here. And then I ask myself, is the side in between the angles? If it was in between, it will be right here. So is the side, the slash that we have, is it in between the angles? If it is, put the S in between the A's. So put them right here if it is. But no, it's not. So don't put it in between the A's. In my case, put it at the side. So I'm going to call this angle, angle side. I do see spaces, but when you type it, it's all together. No spaces, capital letters, all together. So I'm going to use angle, angle side. That is one rule that works, right? I gave you guys two rules at the beginning. At the beginning of today, I said angle, angle, side, angle do work. But I also mentioned angle, angle, angle does not work. Okay, so this is angle, angle, side. Good. We're done. The other triangle, it is marked the same way. So we're good. Let's take a look at number 30. To begin with, I'm going to be able to mark this side because both triangles use it. I look at one triangle. It doesn't matter which one you look at. This one. And then ask yourself, okay, from the markings, did I mark two sides or two angles? Right, there's two of something. In this case, two angles. And then I ask myself, is the side in between the angles? Yes, it is. So let me put the S right in between them. The other triangle is marked the same way. So, and I know angle, side, angle is good. So that's it, I'm done. Angle, side, angle. Then I look at number 31. To begin with, I'm gonna mark this angle. I'm gonna use 3 slashes with this angle because I know that when two angles make an X, opposite angles are equal. So I do that. And then I look at this triangle. To begin with, I'm going to say, well, there's 3 angles marked. So cool. I'm thinking angle, angle, angle. However, at the beginning of today's lecture, I said angle, angle, angle is not good. Instead, I'm going to write not congruent. Angle, angle, angle is a rule that helps in similarity. We're going to see similarity later. So this rule, I want to bring it back later. It works for similarity, but not congruency. Congruency means same shape, same size. So nope, not congruent. Okay, so let me take a look at number 32. To begin with, I'm gonna mark this side because both triangles use it. And then I look at one triangle. Let me take a look at this one. And I'm thinking, okay, on the markings, I have two sides or two angles marked. I see two sides, so let me mark my two sides. And then I see an angle, but then I ask myself, is the angle in between the sides? Is the angle the included angle? So is that the corner where my two sides meet? No, it's not. Okay, for right now, let me put it right here. I know that yesterday I mentioned three rules. I mentioned them yesterday, so sure, we can use them today. One of them was side, side, side. Nope, not this one. The other one was side, angle, side. Nope, it's not this one. The third one I said, it is side, side, angle. However, the angle must be 90 degrees. And then we didn't call it side, side, angle. We call it HL. So this is side, side, angle, but that angle is not 90 degrees. So I'm not going to call it HL. And I'm going to say side side angle does not work. It only works if the angle is 90 degrees, but then I call it HL. In this case, I'm going to say it not congruent. By the way, in this picture, in this question, if you look at the other triangle, it is side angle side. So two sides and the included angle. I marked them differently because I want to emphasize they must be marked the same way. Okay, so let's take a look at number 33. First, I start thinking, can I mark an angle? Only if they form an X. Can I mark a side? Only if both triangles are using the same side. So nothing I can do. Okay, let me take a look at here, this triangle. Two of something, either two sides or two angles. In this case, two angles. You guys see my two angles. Then I ask myself, is the side in between the angles? If it is, then put the S in between the A's. If it is not, don't put it in between. So in this case, angle, side. I quickly take a look. The other triangle is marked the same way. Angle, side is a rule. So we're good. Let's take a look at number 34. First of all, I'm going to mark this angle is 90 degrees. Remember, vertical angle theorem. Then I take a look at this triangle. I see two sides. I'm always looking two sides or two angles, two of something. And then I see an angle. Is that the included angle? Is that the angle where the two sides meet? Yes, it is. So I'm going to put it right here. Quickly take a look. The other triangle is marked the same way. So it is side, angle, side. You guys might be like, Mr. Leonzo, hold on a minute. The homework from today is called angle, side, angle, or angle, angle. I don't see side, side on the title of the homework. However, this is a rule that we used yesterday. So because we already learned it, it can be used. So I can bring rules from yesterday. Most of them are going to be the rules from today, but I will bring some rules from yesterday. So side, angle, side is fair game. Okay, let's take a look at questions 35 through 38. Now, this is actually what might give you a little bit of trouble. State what additional information is required in order to know that triangles are congruent for the reason given. So you're supposed to have three markings. I give you two, directly or indirectly. Remember, indirectly, that means you can mark it, that it's not marked, but you can legally mark it, right? Vertical angle theorem for the angle or reflexive theorem for the side. Now, again, there's two markings. What I'm asking is, which marking am I missing? I'm missing to mark an angle or a side. Which one am I missing? So first I look, can I mark an angle? No, that I don't see the angles making an X, so no. Can I mark a side? No, I don't see the same side used by two angles, so no. So I look at one triangle. Let me take a look at this triangle. And then I look at the rule, angle, side, angle. So I need to have two angles and the side in between. I already have the side and I have one angle. So I'm missing another angle. Remember, I need the side in between the angle. So my thinking right now is this angle or this angle? Which angle do I need? All right, it's one of those two. Remember, I need the side to be in between my angles. So I'm gonna say it's not this one. So I erase the one that it's not. I keep the one that it is. So now that one, cool. And on the other triangle, I'm gonna say the angle that I need is this one. I need the side to be in between the angles. Now, for sides, I need two letters. For angles, I can use one letter or three letters. Three letters always works, but sometimes I can get away with one letter. In this case, if I said angle J, looking at the first triangle, angle J, do you know that that is angle J, that's the only corner angle J? Yes, so in this case, I'm gonna use one letter. Angle J equals angle U. If there were multiple corners at J or U, then I have to use three letters. Take a look at number 36. To begin with, indirectly, I have a side given. I gave you a side, this side. I mark it because both triangles use it. Then I look at one triangle. It doesn't matter which triangle I look at. So let me take a look at this one. And then I look at the rule, angle, side, angle. So I need two angles and the side in between. I have the side. So I'm gonna say that I'm missing an angle. I need the side in between the angles. So I'm missing this angle. And on the other triangle, I'm gonna say I'm missing this angle. All right, so let's take a look at my yellow triangle. If the picture, from the initial picture, I said angle C, do you know which corner I'm talking about? No. Okay, there's multiple corners at C. So in this case, I cannot use one letter. I have to use three letters. So looking at my yellow triangle, I'm gonna use the three letters of my yellow triangle, and I'm gonna leave the letter C in the center. So I'm gonna say angle DCE is equal to, for my white triangle, I have to use all three letters, leave D in the center. So I'm gonna call that CDK. Number 37, let's see, indirectly, I can mark this side. Oh, let me actually change it to red. I can mark that side because both triangles use it. Let me take a look at one triangle here. This is the triangle I'm looking at, and I need angle, side. So I need two angles and one side. I already have the side. I need two angles. I only have one angle. Okay, so which angle am I missing? In this case, I don't want the side in between the angles, because otherwise I would have called it angle, side, angle. Angle, side, I don't want the side in between the angles. So in this case, it is this corner. This is the angle that I'm missing. Let's do two arcs. On the white triangle, the angle that I'm missing is this one, because I don't want the side to be in between the angles. Okay, on the yellow triangle, if I said corner B, is that the only corner? Yes. Now think about it. If I said angle C, is that the only corner from the original picture? No, it's not, right? Okay, but a B it is, right? So in this case, I can get away with only one letter. I'm gonna say angle B is equal to angle K. Remember, sometimes we can get away with one letter. We can always use three if we wish. 3 always works. For angles, 3 letters always works. 1 letter sometimes. All right, lastly, let's take a look at number 38. To begin with, I can mark this side. That side was given indirectly, right? 2 triangles use the same side, so I'm gonna say it was given. I look at this triangle. It doesn't matter which triangle you look at. I'm gonna call this my yellow triangle. And I look at my formula. I need angle, angle, side. So I need 2 angles and a side. I already have the side. Okay, I need 2 angles. I only have 1 angle. Okay, so I need 2 angles and a side, but I don't want the side in between the angles. So my yellow triangle, I need this angle. And on my white triangle, I need this angle. So I'm gonna say angle A is equal to angle J. This case, I can use 1 letter because there's a unique corner at A and there's a unique corner at J.